It's time for the Ravagers to rise once again to glory!
You are listening to The Ravager Report, a Fox Next Marvel Strike Force podcast dedicated to bringing you the latest news, information, and updates. With your hosts, Dorian.
It is a name what strikes fear into the hearts of anyone what hears it!
And Hebrew Hammer.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
Hello and welcome to episode 31 of the Ravager Report. I am your host, Dorian, and with me, as always, is the Pellegrino drinking Hebrew Hammer. Hebrew, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm enjoying a nice, delicious Pellegrino with a lemon twist, actually. So
I figured you were.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome, everybody. We are recording on a new night and time. Due to some scheduling conflicts, this is going to be our new recording time going forward. So yeah, welcome. I see a lot of new faces in the studio audience tonight, which is absolutely fantastic, as well as some of our regulars. So that is amazing. That's one thing I've noticed, by the way, Hebrew. I listened to the last episode. I say, a lot. Feel free to cut those out. Please feel free to cut those out.
That's such a pain. I you know what's surprising? I do cut a lot of those out.
Holy crap. That is,
yeah.
I've got to go back. So I've got to go back to my public speaking days where if you go, you like pinch yourself and things like that to get out of that habit, because I listened to it and it was so hard to listen to. I can imagine that it's just, I'm sorry, studio audience and the listening audience for the podcast. I will work to correct that, verbal faux pas.
I do it too. I mean, everyone that podcast does it, I think, to some degree. But yeah, you do it a little bit more. But I think it's just because you weren't quite as aware of it as the rest of us were.
Yeah, not quite as aware of it. See,
there it is.
There it is. Doing more of the hosting duties. I got to kind of riff a little bit more because you more respond to questions. So I've got to think of some things kind of on the fly, and I think that's where a lot of my ums come in. That is something I'm going to work on going forward. Maybe take a deeper breath.
I do it a bit more on Clicker Skip too, because Irish didn't want to host it. So, I think it is a lot to do with who's hosting.
I agree. I really think it is. So
I don't say a lot, but I say it more than I usually do, so I have to cut out a good bit of it.
So, real quick here, before we get into the show, I did want to give everybody a patron update. I believe, hold on, I'm going to check the notifications. I think we got a new patron this past week. We did. So, thank you, Ivan, for joining us. We really appreciate it. Obviously, we thank all our patrons. You guys are the lifeblood of this show and are the kind of the driving force to keep us on the air. So we really appreciate it. So before we get into this show this week, I want to do a quick rundown, since it is technically the first week in May, of all our active patrons. So Alex, Anthony, BMZR, Chris, Gareth, Ivan, Jay, Justin, Chris, Kyle, Kyriakos, Lamon, Michael B, Michael M, Mike M.
Wow.
What are you going to do? Nick, Nikasi, apologize if I murdered that one. Ryan, Sean, Sky, Squirrel, and Sinister. You guys are absolutely amazing. We really appreciate everything that you do. And if you do like what you hear, then and would like to help support the show, please feel free to join us at patreon.com/Ravager Report. And if you don't like the show and would like to really make changes and be given, greater weight in what you say, feel free to go to patreon.com/Ravager Report. So let's get into it, shall we? All right. Yep. So Hebrew, what did you do this past week? Now, we had an extended week, so the past week and a half for this show. What have you been up to?
So I'm officially on vacation now. So I am planning stuff for my cruise that's coming up. And then I'm going to be going to the Bahamas, which is a lot of fun. And I'm about to be recording the second episode of Click or Skip with my good buddy Irish, or Sean, as we call him now. But we're about to be doing that this weekend, so I'm excited about that. It's going to be Game of Thrones episode 1 through 4. And Then been playing a lot of AFK Arena, because AFK Arena is a lot of fun. Really good game.
It is.
Dorian and I play it together. We play it with Muggin. We have a guild. If you guys want, some spots to come on in and play, you can do so. But it's a lot of fun. Been making a few content videos for that. It's just a good game to play. That's about it.
Yeah, I actually am thinking about getting into content for that as well because my Surface can support that graphic engine.
Oh yeah,
so I can actually do video. So that makes it really nice.
What?
I said
Oh, okay. That's what I thought, that you just died or something.
No, no.
Your heart attack just came.
Anybody's listening with headphones, I apologize if I just blew out eardrums. You can send the bills to HebrewHammer@IDon'tCare.com. So,
yeah, emphasis on the IDon'tCare.com.
You know what? Also, recording this earlier, I'm in a little bit better mood and a little bit more rare form. So,
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I don't feel so tired, even though I'm drinking, New and Zone French roast. Shameless plug.
I'm still waiting for the Pellegrino plug money. So,
hey, you know what? I'm waiting for a lot of plug money. So, I'm done plugging other products like our beautiful Yeti mics.
Yep, true that.
Until Yeti from Blue Microphone, Blue Designs actually gives us some props, but we need to be a little bit bigger before that happens.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's our problem, not theirs.
Yeah, I think it is too. So my week this week, you were done, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay. So my week this week has been rather interesting. Obviously, the AFK Arena has been eating up quite a bit of time because that game, even though you don't have to play it, I think I saw a post on Reddit where somebody kind of put it perfectly in the fact that me opening the game every 40 seconds, hoping to get 1 hour worth of rewards.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those games where you don't have to do things, but there's always something you can do if you want.
Yep.
Even if that means just hitting the same campaign node over and over and over and over and over again because there's no energy cost, and seeing if you get a different outcome because RNG is a huge factor in it. So
RNG is a huge factor in that game.
Yeah,
but it's one of the few games that I've ever felt okay dropping money on. I've dropped.
Same,
I was telling.
Actually.
Other than that, Rose Watch 2019.
That's right.
By the way, the Rose Watch better never get cut out.
It doesn't.
The roses has been interesting. My son had his formal on Saturday, their 8th grade formal, which
really?
is nice because I got a couple of new ties and socks now.
I don't get that.
So my son is as big as I am at 14.
Okay.
Not like width wise, but tall. Right. So he and I have very similar builds, except I've got a bigger gut. Right. And I've still got quite a few pounds on him because, I'm an inactive 45-year-old.
Right.
But
so your accessories are shared.
Yeah. So he got a couple of new ties and some socks to go with his outfit for formal. Mm-hmm. And now I'm wearing them. So that's a bonus. The socks are really cool. They're pink with green leaves on them that then says mint julep. So since we live close to Bowling Green and the Kentucky Derby, that was kind of nice this week. All right. I think we've kind of rambled enough and got big people. Sorry, I was reading Pope's comment. have probably bored enough people at this point.
Yeah.
So why don't we go ahead and move on and let's talk about the poll results. Shall we?
Let's do it.
I got to create drops. I absolutely have to create drops.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So this week we didn't have as many questions. I did have a few more open answered responses on the poll, and we're going to take some of those responses and we're going to kind of filter those out over the next week, and we're going to try to do some grab bag next week. And that is kind of on the docket. We're not going to do it this week because people were still responding up to the show, but we will pull some of these out and do maybe kind of a Q&A session next week. And if you've got questions that you'd like for Q&A, feel free to shoot them to either Hebrew or myself. You can do so on our Discord, or you can do so through email. We are theravagerreport@gmail.com. You can do it on Twitter at RavagerRepo. And where else? Yeah, our Discord obviously is the best place, which is discord.me/Ravager report. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. So, the first question was, how do you feel about the Strike Raid Alpha changing? Do you love it, like it, don't have an opinion one way or the other, don't like it, or hate it?
So, for me, I don't like it, just because he's a character, Black Panther's a character that a lot of us already have. I mean, it's great for new people, and I guess people that have started, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago or so, but it's just not someone I need at all. And I feel like a lot of really competitive people are in the same boat as me. So that's not great. And then also the difficulty of it, not good. So
oh, man,
I'm going to say I'm not
really
a fan.
Ramped. Yeah, I don't like it either. I've actually had long conversations with people at Fox Next in the past about this, about, you know, what constitutes a quote unquote new raid. Because, I mean, Fox Next has told us, you know, content will not be tuned to red stars. Old, you know, existing content won't be updated, and, you know, we won't have the moving goalposts. It bothers me that they do this. And I don't, if they said, hey, look, guys, here's Alpha Raid 5 that we have created for Black Panther. Great. Right. That's fine. It's a new raid. But to go back and say, oh, hey, look, Alpha Raid 4, we've changed some of the boss nodes and the mini boss nodes. And by the way, they added red stars. I don't know if they did it this time around, but the Alpha Raid was released in like October and November of last year, well before red stars were introduced into this game. And there are red star characters in the Alpha 4. That's not okay. But
are you sure? I thought that Alpha was released afterwards. I don't remember if they changed or added any of the red stars. Obviously, they changed the characters.
So I was talking to the new CM Cerebro yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and I was doing a lot of research on trying to find specifically, because I remember them saying that they wouldn't move the goalposts, but I can't find that post. I can't find that blog anywhere anymore. So that I can't point to that one, but I can point to the red stars where they say that, you know, content will not be tuned to red stars, which we all know is not true. Yeah,
well, they found like ways around it. Like the wording that they put there is smart, because it allows
it's all about splitting hairs.
Utilize it. Exactly,
you know, we all knew the intent. So intent does matter. We all knew the intention of what they were saying, but they could point back and go, well, did we really mean it that way? Yeah. Everybody took it that way because that's what you meant at the time. So
yeah, ambiguous verbiage is like they have a doctorate in that.
they do have a doctorate in ambiguous verbiage. There's no doubt about that. But you know, I agree with you on the Black Panther thing. Even though I know they're pushing Wakanda right now, which is fine. But did you have to pick the one guy that people can farm?
Exactly. Like, why not Killmonger or something like that?
Killmonger's been in the game, what, 2 or 3 months now?
Yeah, he would have been at least not a very large portion of the population almost has him maxed out or so, right? Like, at least with Killmonger, everyone still needs him for the most part.
Yeah.
So
with Killmonger and Mbaku, Okoye, I mean, any one of those would have been a great choice.
Yeah,
you know, not the one that everybody can get to. Now, look, Mystic 3-9 is not the easiest node on the planet. I'm not saying it's an easy farm, but you know, it is doable for players that have probably played 3 months maybe.
Well, it makes it a lot easier now with red stars. So.
Well, red stars make it easier. The Kree rework makes it a ton easier.
Yeah, true.
So, he's in Cosmic, not Mystic. That Mystic is no joke. So, anyway, I agree with you. I don't like it, but a majority of the players, 43%, said they don't have an opinion one way or the other. By the way, the numbers are going to be really nice today because we had exactly 100 responses. There it was again. 24% like it, 22% agreed with us and don't like it, 6% loved it, and 5% hated it.
Interesting.
Let's see. The next question is, how do you feel about Black Panther being the new Strike Raid Alpha character? Love it, like it, don't have an opinion, don't like it, or hate it. You and I believe, are still going to be in the don't like it. 35% agreed with us, 31% do like it, 18% hated it, 11% didn't have one way or the other, and 5% loved it. Nobody liked it. No, 31% liked it. Why do I feel like... Yeah, okay. For some reason, I was reading something differently. I thought there was another response in there I missed.
Oh.
How do you feel about the announced rework of Red Stars, which we're going to go into a little bit more detail later?
Mm-hmm.
Do you love it? Do you like it? Do you not have an opinion one way or the other / need more information? You don't like it or you hate it?
So I'm going to say that any improvement whatsoever on Red Stars is a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and say I love it just because we're moving in the right direction now. But I definitely still want more information on it. But, them retroactively giving back whatever we're going to get for the duplicates that have dropped for Elite Orbs is going to be super nice. I wasn't expecting them to do anything like that. So that was a bonus. But anything that's moving in the direction of reworking those Red Stars to make it less of a huge luck barrier is a bonus for me. So,
yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think somebody stated that I say a lot. Sorry, I was looking at my Red Star calculations. I haven't updated this for the new number of characters in the game, but I think that the Red Star rework. I want to see some more information on it. I want to see how it's going to work before I kind of go and say, hey, this is going to be good or it's going to be bad. Because
right.
I'll be honest, I don't trust their numbers. I just don't.
Oh, yeah.
Because
definitely not.
I pulled an Elite Red Orb Monday. And I got a 5 Red Star Winter Soldier.
Right.
Which is fine. Except that's a duplicate.
Yeah.
Now, I only opened the Elite Red Orb because we were told the duplicates were going to be refunded. But
right.
Where I don't like their numbers or I don't believe their numbers is the odds of pulling a duplicate 5 Red Star character is pretty high.
Yeah.
So I
agree.
I'm not sure I believe their odds, and I would love to know. I understand they don't want to share their algorithm because it's possible people could gank it. But I don't trust it because there are way too many duplicates in a game with over 90 characters at specific star levels, and you're getting a bunch of duplicates. Now it's anecdotal. I'm one person. It's not a complete data set.
But it's something that we have heard a lot of.
It is something we have heard a lot of, and it's something that the math. So, real quick, right? Red Stars. This is older math. It's not based off of the current number of characters in game, because I don't know how many characters we have in the game right now. To pull a specific 5 Red Star character would have to be out of an Elite Orb 3,480 pulls to get that one specific. That's kind of crazy. It would take 1,740 pulls to guarantee a duplicate. It's 3,400. It was 3,480 to find a specific character, but to get a 5-star duplicate for me was around 2,000 elite pulls. But I'm doing it much more frequently than that.
Yeah, same. I think my last 3 elite pulls were all duplicates. So I have a hard time believing that as well. And I hear it so often that I feel like it isn't just anecdotal and it isn't just subjective. I feel like there's something weird going on, but I have no proof other than that than you say. So
yeah, it is all anecdotal, and until I see more data, I can't go, yeah, this is fine one way or the other. I mean, look, FoxNext is pulling from millions of subsets of data.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you're going to get a true accurate picture of it. The concept of some of these weird oddball theories going out, there's no proof behind any of that. And until I see, but I can't discount any of them at the same time because I don't see the data.
Yeah, I agree.
So, with the announced rework of Red Stars, I was with the don't have an opinion. You said you liked it, right?
Yes, I like it because it's just moving in the right direction.
Now, like it or love it?
Love it. Highest
Okay.
thing.
So 40% of people agreed with you. They love it. 33% said they liked it. 26% said they don't have an opinion one way or the other. And we only have one troll this week. I think the days are messing with them. Only one person said they don't like it. Nobody said they hate it.
Yeah, I would imagine that's true.
Do you like that they're giving retroactive compensation for Elite Red Star duplicates? Yes or no?
Yes, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree. I think it's great that they're doing that. I hope they get it right the first time. That would be awesome. I think just about everybody is, and the poll would agree with that. Out of 100 responses, 94 people said yes, and 6 said no.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what their execution on giving us the retroactive rewards are, but
yeah,
we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Like I said, I'll be curious to see them get it right. So
yeah, exactly.
Who do you think the mystery support character is? Do you have any thoughts on this?
I don't feel comfortable saying.
So do you think you know?
I know, but
okay.
I plead the fifth.
I know you know, and I know. So I know that we know who it is.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you that roughly 60 people agreed with us.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, more than that because some people chose different names, but
yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Frodo, Agent Carter. Agent Carter would be awesome. I would love to see Agent Carter come to the game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's no reason why she couldn't, since they're, pulling in people like, Coulson and, a Scarlet Witch and stuff like that she's been in. So, yeah, just like normal people.
Well, I would love to see more of the, like, Dum Dum Dugan. Dum Dum is great. Dum Dum's great.
I don't know who that is.
Have you seen Captain America: First Avenger?
Yeah, but I mean, it was a really long time ago.
Okay, do you remember the guy that wore the bowler cap and had the mustache?
No. I'll tell you one person that I wish that they would have brought in, but they haven't yet. Still holding out. It's Sugar Bear from Deadpool. Deadpool 2.
Sugar Bear would be fantastic.
Yeah, I still thought that he was going to come as like an April Fool's Day one.
So I posted the picture of the actor playing Dum Dum Dugan.
Is that Oh no, okay, that's not the guy I was thinking of. But yeah, I've seen him in some other stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
if you've ever watched Arrow, he was Damien Dark.
Okay, I don't know.
How can you not watch Arrowverse?
Because
what
like
comic book fan are you?
Everyone there turned into a superhero, and I couldn't take it anymore. It's like his brother, his sister, his wife's best friend, like whatever. Everyone was magically a superhero.
Yeah, but that's DC. In DC, so everybody becomes a superhero.
That's so you can't just become a superhero because your best friend has powers. Like that just isn't how it works. You're not special. Like, accept the fact that you're not a superhero too. I don't know what to say. There's just no way in the world that
Quick
this
tangent.
one random person.
I love Arrow and I love the Arrowverse. I love all those shows. I haven't gotten really into Black Thunder yet. I'm gonna have to give that one another shot. But I in Arrow itself specifically, I really felt like season 4 was kind of a catastrophe because they kind of did some fan service. And kind of played along with some fanfic instead of continuing the storyline. So
I think that's where I stopped. Actually.
When Oliver and Felicity got together.
Yeah,
because that was all driven by the fans. Because it was really supposed to be Oliver and Black Canary.
Ugh, I hated the actress that played Black Canary.
Yeah, well, I'm not a huge fan either. I really like the girl that plays Felicity.
Same,
but at the same time, I felt that there was better chemistry between the other two. Anyway, so Lauren, that's it.
I
Lauren.
knew as soon as you got there, I was like, yeah, we should probably change back to stuff. I just didn't feel the chemistry between the two characters.
So anyway, let's get back to the poll, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'd like to see them bring in like Dum Dum or some of the other Howlers. The group was called the Howlers. And in comic book lore, they were actually led by Nick Fury. So.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm not going to read out the name of who people think. I think a lot of people got it right. So if you guessed the same as me in Hebrew, you got it right. Congratulations. Did you like the return of the Gold Blitz with Miss Marvel? Yes or no?
Yeah, because we finally got some kind of Gold Blitz again. You know, that's been a long time coming.
It's been
how
like
long? It's
8
been
months.
like 6 months, I think.
8 to 9.
Months?
8 to 9.
Ugh,
I was looking at when I was looking for the moving goalpost post the other day. I ran across the original Gold Blitz where they said it'll be returning. They finally fulfilled that promise.
Yeah.
So 98 people agreed with us. Of course, 2 trolls did not. Thanks, guys. So at this point, I kind of... Oh, really quick. Speaking of gold and Gold Blitz, Evan, our guild leader... By the way, you didn't announce that you are now part of our guild. Or, sorry, alliance. Yep. Hebrew has joined the Shattered Order Alliance. So, welcome. He and I actually share lanes, and it's funny. Hebrew, what the hell are you doing? You jumped my node. I mean, it doesn't matter, man. Fair, we're both in the same lane.
It has been 3 lane switches for me in like the past 3 days. Like, I don't know what's going on and why we're switching so much.
Because we had 7, then we had 8, then we went back to 7, and now we're coming back to 8.
It's so silly. But yeah, I mean, we have it now, but yeah, that was...
I mean, look, you and I are just basically going to stay on the same lanes. I don't think I've announced this. I've started writing for gaming fans. I have done two character profiles so far. The first 2 people that guessed the 2 first characters that I did get a golf clap. So
nice incentive.
So yeah, that our time gets eaten up a lot, but I mentioned that kind of because I segued. Evan sent me, our alliance leader sent me a screenshot of his gold orbs. That dude's got 80 gold orbs.
Wait, who does?
Evan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's got 80 gold orbs, and he just unlocked Ultron.
Wow, I didn't know that he was doing that well.
Yeah, neither did I.
How far into Fear of the Darkness are you?
I am not. Fear of the Darkness, or is that the second one? I am not. I have just started working on getting my T13. I got Rocket to T12 today. He's going to be one of my T13 characters. But he needs that stupid Palladium that everybody needs.
Yeah.
Oh. So I plan on trying the Rocket, Star-Lord, Drax, Groot, Minerva team. Mm-hmm. I've heard that team just kind of walk through Fear of the Darkness. That you have to have Minerva.
Minerva is a must in this game mode.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of people that are saving up their red stars and their red stars and their premium orbs and everything like that just for her.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work out for you. I really don't. Sorry. I don't think the odds are in your favor. This is not the Hunger Games.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying to shave the odds a bit, but
you're right. And you're right, but at the same time, I'm gonna steal from Seaton here, going way back. There's some stinge. There's some stinge on these drops. When I get duplicates of a ton of minions, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I think they give you the odds of getting a character, but they're not telling you of the odds of the odds of those odds.
Yeah, I agree.
I think what we're seeing is, oh hey, this character is 2% of this orb, but you have a 98% chance to hit that 2%.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm not trying to call out Fox Next. I don't trust loot boxes, and I don't trust the slot machine pools, especially when you start getting into the double RNG. Don't get me started. All right, moving on. Anyway, it was around this time of the poll I actually messaged Evan and I was like, man, I don't know. This poll's going to be really, really weak. So he gave me some ideas, hence some of our next questions. So I think I'm going to try for the polls going forward. We're going to try to kind of gauge customer reactions over time to different things, such as Alliance Wars, Fear of the Darkness, gold orbs, things of this nature, to try to see how people's perceptions shift over time.
Right.
So the next question was, has your opinion of Alliance Wars changed? No, still love it. Yes, I now love it. No, still like it. Yes, I now like it. No, I still don't like it. Yes, I don't like it now. No, I still hate it. Or yes, I hate it now.
For me, it's going to be I still hate it. For sure.
Nope, I still hate it. For me, I would say yes, I don't like it now. And it's not the game mode itself, it's just the amount of time it takes.
Exactly. That's why I don't like it. But I knew that was going to be a problem from the beginning. So.
Yeah, I did too. That was the feedback I gave during beta, and I was like, the rewards are very, very poor for the amount of effort that you put in. And I actually was talking with Cerebro early on, and I was like, I sent him a picture of one of our Alliance Wars, and I think we lost by like 20 points. And I mean, they cleared everything, and we nearly cleared everything. So we put in a lot of effort. They put in a lot of effort. And we wound up getting 500 credits and 25,000 gold. And I'm like, Alliance Wars is just not worth it. We put in, we were spending time, we were spending resources. It was just, it was atrocious. And to then get that Jimmy punch like that, it's just, ooh. Yeah, the reward structure for Alliance Wars has really got to shift. Maybe I don't know. Something. I don't know. They got to do something. But
I'd say at minimum they need to double everything.
They need to double everything. Maybe make it a percentage
bring
based.
The bottom line a little bit.
Maybe make it more based off the number of points that you get. So you get a baseline if you win, but it's influenced based off the number of points that you have. So that way you can't just go, here's an attack, and your opponent did nothing, and then you get these massive amount of rewards.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think there's some ways you got to look at it, because this game does have an issue with the rich getting richer. So you got to be a little careful on that.
Yeah.
Looking at the data, though, 50 people said no, still don't like it. No, I'm sorry. No, still like it. 50 of our respondents said they still like it.
Wow.
17 said, yes, I don't like it now, where I'm at. 14 said, no, still love it. 12 said, no, still don't like it. We got 3 that said, yes, I now like it. 2 said, no, I still hate it. And 2 said, yes, I hate it now.
Yeah.
So a big chunk say they still like it. And the game, like I said, the game mode itself is fun. I like the kind of the strategy and different things that go into Alliance War, but the endorphin rush at the end is not there.
Yeah, if the payout was huge for it, especially with it coming up 3 times a week or so, if that was the case, like where the payout was huge, I would definitely pay a lot more attention to it and care about it and be a lot more excited about it. But
yeah, because we just finished Alliance War, and we got a new one starting tonight.
Oh. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shoot me. So, next question is, has your strategy changed for Alliance War, yes or no?
No, that's pretty much the same.
Well, yes, your strategy changed because you switched alliances.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you guys do things a little differently than how we set ours up, but yeah.
Yeah,
it's minute differences though. It's
right. So our strategy really hasn't changed a whole lot. So I'm gonna kind of say no there. But 60% said yes, 40% said no. Quick caveat: there's a reason why we don't do an Alliance Wars tips and strategies, and that's because those are kind of closely guarded secrets.
I don't think there's too many secrets in this game mode anymore. Like I feel like most people know about them.
But
there's only so much you can
do.
do.
Each alliance does things a little bit differently, and I don't want people knowing,
what you do specifically in your alliance if they come across you.
How can we speak to different, because look, if we have good tips to give out, and then we really only have kind of what, if we had good tips, we'd probably go to our alliance first and start implementing them. Which means that if we did a tip show, we would be telling people how we do things. And I think it's why a lot of the content creators may not do that. But, you know, I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I know for us, that's, at least for me, that's why I don't do an Alliance Wars strategy section. Because if we had a good winning strategy, you know, what's kind of the point? Everybody would have it. So,
yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's still a competitive game.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is dictated more by, I mean, room placement is, I think, is probably the biggest thing, but I think it's dictated more by just who has the better, you know, team rosters.
It can be. Like, I mean, we've won some against larger alliances because it was just poorly managed. You know, I cleared out an entire floor once on my own, like almost all 8 rooms, because somebody picked like they dropped M'Baku with 4 shield, and then they dropped Shuri with 4 shield, and then they dropped Okoye with 4 shield, and I was like, but that's only like a 30,000 power team. Thanks. I'm gonna take Ant-Man in there. I'm gonna take Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah,
and
like
hit
a team
auto.
that knows what they're doing though, but just has like, you know, just a really thick team, or a couple of really thick meta teams that they throw down. Like, it's really hard to get through. So, what?
I'm gonna type it into chat. There's something you need to see.
There's something I need to see. I feel like it's okay. I'm not.
You need to find that on YouTube later.
All
right. Thanos is a thick boy.
Okay, Thanos is a thick boy.
I shared that during our D&D session on Friday or Saturday. People were like, "What did I just watch?" My son introduced me to that. Oof. So.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at it now.
Okay,
I gotcha.
So, next question is, how are you spending your Alliance Wars credit? Gear or characters?
Well, I was spending it on Carnage for the most part, but then whenever I found out that Wakanda is underwhelming unless you have that big T4 investment, I kind of backed off that a little bit. I'm really just I'm waiting for those uniques that I need, those orange uniques that I need to enter the store, and I can pick them up like that.
So I was doing the same thing. I was buying Sabretooth and a little bit of Carnage, just unlock him. Mm-hmm. And I was doing Sabretooth because I wanted to get Magneto at 7 next go around. Mm-hmm. But now that I've decided to enter Fear of the Darkness, I'm holding stuff, waiting for the orange gear I need to drop.
Yeah.
I've actually started refreshing the supply store for cores.
Yeah, see, I won't do that. I know that's a strategy that tons of people employ, and it is a good strategy, but I hate having to do that, so I just won't do it.
I agree with you, but those stores, they only refresh every 8 hours or so, and that's not enough time.
I agree, but it's just like there's nothing that feels as worthless as just throwing 50 cores at something for a refresh and then not getting. Chances are you're not going to get something that you want. You know what I mean?
At least try to find something in each refresh that you need that you can buy on the cheap. Or even if you just got to buy some ABCs, right? That way it doesn't feel as bad.
I can't sometimes, though, because I have to we get so little of that war resource that I need to save them. So.
Oh, I was talking about like the supply store for gold.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, no, I was talking more about like the
war store. Yeah, I don't refresh that one. No, I refresh the supply store.
I gotcha.
So the next question was, have you entered Fear the Darkness? Yes or no?
I have not. Well, okay. So I have, but I haven't been playing it because I don't have a good enough team to go through it yet.
I'm jealous that you got in there though.
Yeah, but it's not a good enough team. I'm really trying to focus on like a heavy meta team to bring in there. But I'm not paying any attention to it really right now. I've crawled my way through it just a tiny bit, but there's just not a point right now until I bring in the team that I want, because then I'll start going through much, much faster. And I'm really trying to work on my Minerva right now to do that.
That makes sense. I have not, obviously, and 89 of our respondents have not either. 11 have.
Yeah.
teams seem to be kind of all over the place. Minerva seems to be kind of a mandatory.
Yes.
For that. I like this one. Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, Fury, Minerva. Cage is a kick-ass tank for this. Somebody beat it with Luke Cage, JJ, Nick Fury, NE, and SL. So Star-Lord, NE. Who's NE?
NE.
Knight? No. NE. Why am I blanking on this?
I don't know.
Characters that start with the letter N.
Oh. Do you say ME or
NE? NE.
Oh, okay, NE.
Nebula?
Is anyone? No, there's no way.
I mean,
it's probably
maybe,
it's probably supposed to be Emmy as.
Yeah, it's probably supposed to be
That's
Minerva. So, one person went in with no more surveys. I'm impressed. Let me know how that goes for you, dude.
Yeah. It was funny.
Let's see. If no, how far away are you? I need 5 characters. I only need 4. I only need 3. I only need 2. I'm only 1 character away. So this is not for you. For me, I still need all 5. I don't have a single T13 yet. I've been sitting at my defenders have been all of my defenders have really been kind of sitting at that one away for a long time. But I never, honestly, I didn't care because I felt that the orange gear, the orange unique gear was just a horrible farm. My fault.
It is such a pain to farm that.
My fault. That's why I'm far behind because I was stupid. But 54 people said they still need 5 characters. 11 said they only need 2. 10 said they only need 3. 7 said they're only 1 character away, and 7 still need 4 characters. So a majority are still way, way, way far away.
Yeah.
The next 2 questions were the grab bag and the mean tweets. Oh, nice. So glad you could join us after taking Easter off. Then a schedule change. 1 show every 26 days is top-notch potting. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Wait, I missed that one. What did he say?
So glad you could join us after taking Easter off. Then a schedule change. 1 show every 26 days is top-notch potting.
I feel like it's definitely not.
It's not been that bad. It was kind of bad.
I mean,
there was a 3-week segment where it was kind of bad.
All right, but if you put together like how how long we've been doing this, I guess, and we've had few interruptions in our schedule until recently.
Right. It's the surveys take so long to read out. The surveys take so long to read out. Thanos had to snap twice to take them out of the show.
That's hilarious. Wait, so that was in the mean tweets one?
That was in the mean tweets.
Okay. There was so yesterday I was on MOLs filling in for Roy. Or I'm sorry, for Chewy, and he read off a review on like iTunes for them, and one of them was like directly hitting us talking about our long surveys, and I was like, he didn't mention the name at all, but he was talking about at least you guys don't do long surveys, blah 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 blah, and I was like, this is directly aimed at us.
You know what? I feel that they bring value to the community. A lot of our respondents do. Sorry if a couple of people don't like them. If a majority don't like them, fine. We probably wouldn't be getting hundreds of 100 plus results. So
I personally just like them.
Yeah, I do too. I like getting a feel for what the community thinks.
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind them at all. I like them.
Let's see. If you want almost 2 hours of relentless complaints about a game that the host could walk away from at any time they choose, you need to listen to the Ravager Report.
Damn straight.
Now, a lot of these were directed at me. I don't know why I'm such a target.
Dorian, no.
Oh, I know. I don't care. I'm that lightning rod, man. I'm perfectly all right with it. Dorian's voice is like Vizzini from Princess Bride mixed with Iago from Aladdin. Inconceivable.
Oh my gosh! Wait, there's actually a little bit of truth behind that.
I hate you a little bit. Let's see. Dorian looks like a big bad biker, but then opens his mouth to speak and sounds like one of the super friends from The Simpsons. Oh.
That's funny.
Ravager Report, now with 20% less passive-aggressive arguing with Dorian. Is it only 20%? That seems like it's high.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a little high. This one, I know exactly who this one's from, Della. Dorian's aim are surprisingly better than his Cincinnati Reds. Oh. I like some of these, though. So some podcasts have entertaining hosts. Some podcasts have hosts that are knowledgeable about the game. When you're done listening to those, you might as well listen to the Ravager Report.
That's a good one.
Always wondered where Chewburger got his maths nerd voice inspiration. After hearing Dorian for one show, I now understand. Well, gee, people, I don't know why you would say that. I mean, we're just talking about some algorithms that run Red Stars and why they're so bad.
That sounds just like your normal voice.
Oh, we're keeping this kid friendly. You're welcome. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's it going. If I had $1 for every time Dorian and Hebrew gave actual good advice, I wouldn't even have enough money to keep listening to this podcast. Ooh.
Well, it's for free.
Hebrew is the kind of guy who values showing up for Alliance stuff, unless it's time to show up for Alliance stuff.
That one is I can't argue with that because like towards the end of my stint at that Alliance, like I mean I was being a little lackadaisical. I always did it all, but they had to ping me like I put it towards the end a little bit. Like I came in at the end a little bit too often. I think at the end.
Here, I want you to read the one I sent out to you in private.
All right, hold on. All right. You don't like Vision, so I don't like you. Well, guess what? You like Vision, so I don't like you. I guess that also means I probably don't like 90% of the population.
All right. So that's our extremely long survey, I guess, for the week. So one thing that I have been doing, in case anybody's interested, I've been opening up the results to the community. So if you click on any of the links for some of the older polls, and I just opened up episode 31 listener poll, you can actually see the responses for yourself. So if you want to see some of the stuff that I may have skipped over, that's fine. Like the mystery support character, the grab bag questions. And we may take some of the grab bag questions and throw them out for the community to say, "Hey, answer this" or something. I don't know. We'll see. I don't like how it, how Google Forms does the layout for that. But be that as it may, that is our podcast poll of the week. So let's get into the news because we spent an hour on the polls, so now we'll spend 15 minutes on the news.
Yep.
So,
like the sound of that.
So the news for this week, the Alpha Raid has come back, which we talked about during the poll. So, and we kind of covered it a bit there. Is it a new raid? Is it updated? Black Panther instead of Venom. Do you have any further thoughts on that beyond what we kind of discussed on our feelings for, some of the during the poll questions on the Alpha Raid?
Not really. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's a pain of a raid. I really I've not had.
We couldn't get to 60%. I was shocked.
We didn't?
No, we missed it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we got like 55 or something. Of course, I had to go the cosmic node, like the cosmic global.
Right.
My cosmic is garbage. I mean, I've got a Kree team, but they're only like 160K or so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, they're good for about 3 or 4 nodes. And my Fury team is only around like 180 because I've shifted to trying to get people into Fear of the Darkness. So, yeah, look, you put me on the city node, I'm probably going pretty far up, but everybody's got good defenders.
Yeah, that's why I actually I guess I had the same mentality as you. I always go to the global and cosmic just because even though my defenders are crazy high, I know a lot of other people's defenders are very high. And I have a very good Kree team, so I'll go ahead and fall on the grenade for the rest of us.
Yeah,
like I mean, I am.
My Kree team's, I mean, it's okay. Like I said, it's like 170, I want to say, K power.
Right.
And I run Thanos and Minerva with that team. So,
yeah.
My Thanos is definitely a thick boy. So, So anyway, when it gets to the global crossovers, you know, I feel that my Fury and my Bounty Hunter, holy crap, my Brotherhood, because they both do BH, my Brotherhood team are capable of carrying a few of those nodes. You know, I had to, you know, I may have to, you know, when I get a little further up, when I get to like the mini boss, I may have to do it with Fury and then finish it with the Brotherhood or vice versa. But they can do it.
Right.
So I wish they had called it the Alpha Raid 5, left the Alpha Raid 4 alone. You want to change a character, that's fine, but don't go back and just change content on people because you're moving goalposts. And that's my biggest critique. It's
just one of those things. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just people expect to be able to come in and do these things because they've built teams or they've done things to be able to get to a certain point. So like we were pushing towards 100% on the Alpha 4.
Yeah.
Well, all that progress basically got reset because they decided to increase difficulty. So while, yes, we're able to get further in the new Alpha 4 than we would have had we not been working on the old Alpha 4, we were kind of looking forward to the rewards for 100%ing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think just the fact that I'm getting Black Panther shards now, like, as a reward, makes me less inclined to care about it even more so. Like, yeah. So it's now harder, and I'm getting shards for a character that I don't even really need. So,
yeah, I mean, I loved Venom. I was really sad because I was very close to 7-starring Venom.
Mm-hmm.
I got a vein pulsing right now, but this raid would have this Alpha raid would have 7-starred my Venom.
Right.
And I'm frustrated by that, and I think
I'm glad I was able to 7-star mine before the end.
So Core Shadow asked, they only changed the mini bosses, right? So that's what we got told. But if you go look at some of these nodes, even the earlier ones, you're going to see 4 and 5 red star characters. Now, I don't know if they did that specifically this time. I don't remember paying a whole lot of attention last time, and I can't find old enemy maps. I looked on MSFGG, but it had been updated to the new Alpha 4. The issue I have is that the Alpha raid came out before Red Stars. So at some point after Red Stars were released, they did update the difficulty to include Red Stars, which they did kind of tell us they weren't going to tune content for Red Stars. But by upping the difficulty...
Let me interject real quick.
Huh?
Let me interject real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I will say that, so their way around that was that they just made a new level, and saying that we didn't retune it because the old one doesn't have it, so this is a new raid, essentially. Even though it's just, a more difficult version, right? So that was their way around that. So they didn't technically, redo anything and tune it to Red Stars there. This time, I think that the same amount of Red Stars are still in place, but it's just they retuned those boss nodes and the mini boss nodes, so they have much more difficult enemies in them now in Synergy. So it's just a little more difficult overall. It's hard for me to gauge how much more difficult it is just because I'm on a new lane with a new, alliance. So it's hard for me to kind of put that into perspective. But I think I think the Red Stars are the same. But
maybe you may be right. I like I said, I don't know.
The synergy is different. The synergy is better for those nodes, I think.
One thing I would like to do is jump on one of the city paths, because I could get almost all the way to the final boss in the previous raid, and I know my defenders are more powerful now. And if I can't make it nearly as far, then they've changed the difficulty levels.
If you can't make it at least almost as far, because you are going to hit a little bit harder of a road with those revamped mini bosses.
Yeah, there weren't a whole lot of mini bosses on the city path.
I mean, I think there was the same amount. I think there was the same amount as before, but it just, these are going to be a little bit more difficult.
There's one. Unfortunately, I can't see.
Yeah, we should probably just.
Yeah. Anyway, there's only like I feel like there's only like maybe two or three total that path, but yeah. So I'm not happy with it. I and like you, even though Black Panther's okay, I know there's some people that absolutely love his kit. I'm not one of them. I think he's okay if he didn't die, like if you sneezed on him.
I think he's good with the right team comp around him.
I put him in a brawler team. He's okay. He dies very quickly if he gets targeted.
Yeah, I mean, do you have Miss Marvel with him or?
Yeah. But the problem with Miss Marvel is that her taunt only triggers after they take damage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's dead, so her taunt is awesome. She's now protecting the dead guy.
Mine doesn't seem to die that quickly, but
yours may be more powerful than mine. Mine's only 6-star.
He's only 6-star. Well, mine's almost 7 stars. So I mean, it's not going to be that much more powerful. What's his CP at?
30. I just round up 35K.
Okay, so mine's at 42K.
Yeah, that'll make a difference.
But it's not too.
My guy is at 57K health with 5,000 armor.
Yeah. Did you upgrade for that 100%? The T4?
Which one is that?
I want to say
I have not put any T4 abilities on him because I felt like they were kind of a waste.
He has one
for
of the
my
best
team.
T4.
For my team.
Yeah. Okay. For your team. Yeah. But yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on though.
Yeah. So the next piece of news is obviously the Red Star rework. So excited to see. We've been teased a little bit with some data mines, but obviously, those are what they are. I don't know if those are fact. It's not been confirmed by Foxnext, so I'm not gonna give those any real weight right now. But I'm excited to see that they're doing something, but at the same time, I'm let's say I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of already explained my opinion on it earlier whenever we talked about it in the survey, but I'm just glad that we're doing something about it. Something is better than nothing, so I'm ecstatic that we're just moving in the right direction, and I'm really glad that they're going to be giving us something for how many dupes we've had for characters before, so I was surprised that they did that. So yeah, I mean, I feel like knowing that they're at least willing to change it means that in the future, hopefully they'll be willing to change it even more so to make it more accessible. So.
Right. Well, we'll have to see how it goes. I'm worried that the change is not going to be, because if what they're doing is only for the elite orbs, then I'm really not that excited. Because you're still so if I pull a standard orb and I get a duplicate 5 red star, I'm not, I mean, it still feels the same for me as opening an elite orb and getting a 5 red star. But I understand you're not having to spend as many tickets to open the standard orb, and you get like 20 free a week. But the fact that it sounds like it's only going to be elite red stars concerns me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is only going to be elite red stars that are. I mean, like they're going to be basically, if you remember from that data mine that we found a while ago,
right?
There was something relating to the fact that there's going to be, fragments for
different
6
orbs.
red stars, 7 red stars, 5 red stars too, I think. So,
yeah, so let me ask you a question: how many elite orbs are you opening?
You mean how often do I open it?
Yeah.
God, I don't know, like once in a very long time.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Unless you're spending a lot on red stars, then you're not pulling very many elite orbs. I open maybe one a month?
Yeah.
Just an elite orb rework, I don't think affects as many people as it should.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those things. Like that was particularly the worst thing about the red star
no
system.
doubt. I mean that no doubt that was absolutely horrid. But
right.
I just I know they've been working on this for a very, very, very long time. So I know different content creators, and ourselves included, have, postulated ideas on how to make things better. I've talked to people at Fox Next, who've never confirmed what they were doing, but have confirmed that they were looking at and working on the Red Stars, months ago. Mm-hmm. So I just hope the payoff's worth it.
I think it's going to be coming in phases. So I think that we're going to see this change, and I think a little bit later, I think we're going to be seeing another change, hopefully relating to just the way Red Stars work in general. And then I think we're eventually going to be seeing some things like, faction-specific Red Stars and stuff like that. So I think that
would be nice.
Just them taking that first step, I think, shows that there's going to be more steps down the road.
Yeah, I would like to see faction-based Red Stars. I would like to see origin-based Red Stars.
Yeah,
I think both of those add a lot of value to the Red Star system. But we'll have to see.
I agree. Yeah, anything that you can. I mean, realistically, anything that has a specific subsect would be nice to be able to target as Red Stars. So.
Yep, absolutely. So, I had the Fangirl Gold Blitz on here, but obviously that's already happened.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It was nice. I mean, Miss Marvel as a Blitz character, as a kind of a premium Blitz character. I was kind of really, she's relatively farmable. So, but the gold orbs kind of made that Blitz, that's what you Blitz for last weekend.
I just refuse to give them any credit on this one at all, because this should have happened forever ago.
I agree. I mean, we should be having gold Blitzes a lot more frequently.
Exactly.
I mean, look, you want to make them part of the Sunday Monday Blitz? That's fine. I got zero problem. Add a third Blitz in there. I don't care.
Yeah.
Make it Red Stars, make it gold orbs, make it premium orbs, and let people pick and choose their poison. Or people will spend cores, hint, hint, to do multiple blitzes.
And you got to wave $1 in front of their face.
You really do. You really do sometimes got to wave that $1 in front of their face. So I logged into the game this afternoon because I'm really busy at work today, so I didn't get a chance to do a whole lot. And I saw that there's a server maintenance for 5.9 tomorrow. Now, it'll unfortunately be after this show. But server maintenance usually means also a client update. Now, they did tell us in last Friday's blog post that we were going to be getting a 3.1.3 release, which is a small update that's going to provide some big entertainment. It introduces a new character with Strike Force, adds a second chapter to the Frontlines event campaign. So, do you think it's going to have anything else? Do you think they've kind of teased a level increase? Do you think we're getting that soon?
I don't. Well, they did that so long ago, and there hasn't been anything since. It's been radio silence on that since. So, I don't think so. I think that they would have announced something like that.
Would they? Think about it, though. If they announced it, so here's where I think we might be seeing a level increase this week, maybe next week. They've been flooding us with gold the past week.
Mm-hmm.
If they told you that you were getting a level increase, what would you have done? You probably would have saved your gold.
Yeah.
So,
I literally just spent almost all my gold today, so don't.
You're getting. Okay. Level increase tomorrow confirmed.
Yeah. that is my luck.
That reminds me, I need to send you an image. I opened a gold orb today and got another 1 million.
Oh, God. Never at
I'm sitting around 3 million right now. So,
go ahead.
So I was spending my gold until I was like, wait, Gold Blitz. They've been kind of throwing some gold at us recently, especially with the whole the Dark Dimension rework where they gave a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm like, I think there's a level increase coming now. There was a video put out by our good friend Wolverthorpe, who around the 1550 mark in his video talked about his alliance saw some weird things after a recent update where you could go to T14. And that you could go to T14 and it had level restrictions on it.
Yeah.
So that was after the last update.
I'm so upset that I just spent all my gold.
So, and I actually had raised my gut feeling because, look, I don't know it's coming. I told some of the other content creators the other day, I've stopped spending my gold because I think it's coming. They were like, how do you know? And I was like, look, it's a complete gut feeling. And then Wolverthor was like, hey, check out my video. And maybe we can include that in the show notes when we release the podcast, a link to his video. And like I said, it's around the 1550 mark, where he talks about, what they saw in the characters and the T14, where they had the gold pluses, and actually one of his alliance mates was able to actually apply a T14 piece before it got rolled out. Mm-hmm. So I hope he got all the materials back for that, by the way. Really bad if he didn't. So,
yeah.
This update that we're seeing could very well include a level increase. And I don't think they would tell people because they would hoard. Look what happened with Carnage.
I agree. Yeah, it makes sense. I can't disagree with you, but I think that I still don't think it is coming, but it does make sense potentially that it could be. I don't know. We'll see. It's all speculative, but
yeah,
we'll see what happens with it.
They teased a lot of stuff for this quarter that we haven't really seen yet.
Yeah.
So the new support character is coming tomorrow. We all know who it is, but don't want to give anything away.
Yeah.
I suspect there's a level increase. We know there's going to be an addition to the frontline campaign, which, there was some brouhaha around that release.
What was your feeling on that? I mean, were you upset that they only had that amount of nodes?
I wasn't upset by that as much as I was upset by the complete garbage that was in that orb.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but I was also upset about the nodes.
So, they did cut the number of nodes in half, but they also made the drops pathetic. It's like every tech character in the planet could land in that center. And I'm like, you gotta be really, I think people might have gotten lucky if they got Falcon out of
that. I am usually pulling Falcon out of those, I will say.
I had one good pull of Falcon, and everything else was all sidebars. It was all the sidebars. Yeah. And he's currently sitting, and look, I open those orbs when I get a chance. And my Falcon right now is sitting at, let me scroll to the bottom because I'm not bothered wasting any resources on him, 21 to 55.
21 to 55?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
And I'm like, I felt I'm probably one of the only persons that's like excited when I get a 8 shards of Scientist Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing some of this, especially some of the tech minions.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like,
that's upsetting. Yeah, I agree.
Really? Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's annoying, but yeah, I just think that overall, the whole thing is garbage because the drops are not great. That's for sure. And then the decreased amount of nodes is just dumb. I don't know why they did that. It's going to make people care less about trying to go hard on him if they were, because you're not going to be able to refresh those nodes you're not going to be able to refresh as many nodes as you would have if it was one of the previous campaigns.
Right, because the number of orb fragments was much higher. So,
well, it was just more nodes that you could refresh per day.
Yeah, and it's just because I feel bad wasting energy, even the free energy, when I have to walk down the tree. So I start at the hardest one, and I walk my way back down. It's 100 energy basically to max out each node. So where was I?
Going down the tree.
Yeah, so walking down the nodes, right? You get so few fragments as you get further, towards the easier ones. I'm like, man, I feel really bad kind of wasting 100 energy on this.
Yeah.
So it's just, I was not a fan of the drop in the number of nodes. I was not, and here's my thing. What are they going to do when they release this new support character that's coming tomorrow, which is going to be a power armor character that we are going to get from the campaign. Is this new character and Falcon both could be in the Techno Orb, so you have a chance to pull either one of those or other techs? I mean,
yeah.
The new release, I like the campaigns. I love the stories. I hate the slot machine.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. Like, the reason why, we have less nodes is because I assume, it's because she's going to be the next part of those nodes.
Who said it was a she?
And whatever.
It's a she. We all know it's a she. Come on, man.
Okay.
People are typing it in the chat. I mean...
but yeah, anyways, so we know that character is going to be, the second part most likely. So it just annoys me because it allows you to not go hard on her and it allows you to not go hard on him. So it just makes them two characters that I'm not going to try for. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
So they kind of bit themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they really kind of did. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens after tomorrow. I don't know. I like they're trying new things, but I think they're trying new things and they're moving in the wrong direction.
I think that they're just getting, I'm not even going to say it. Just their implementation has been getting worse and worse. I feel like for campaign or character releases, they've just been getting more and more greedy with it. I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, I agree 100% on that. Do you think that they might drop Ultima 7? Or do you think they're going to wait a little bit longer on that?
I think that's a real possibility, actually. I think Ultima 7, that's something that we've been kind of prepping for a while now. And Ultimate 6 is too easy.
It really is. I mean,
yeah.
It's funny. I made a joke the other day about, not the other day, but a while back. I think you and I were talking, maybe Chewy was with us. And I was talking about, like, autoing through the raid. And I actually had been, like, except for the new Puny God node, which requires a little bit of work. It's on most of the other nodes with my defenders. It's almost like it's an auto.
Yeah, I mean, you can pretty much auto your way through a lot of it.
Yeah,
I think the very end. Actually, you kind of have to do. You have to kind of pull off auto. But
I would say the first maybe 7 or 8 nodes at a minimum.
Probably like the first 3 or 4 for me. I'll do on auto, and then the rest I'll go hard on.
Yeah, usually the one that we do that has like Cap and Daredevil and Deadpool and Black Panther. That one's a little tricky, and I'll usually not auto that one. The hand one is almost an auto. And then there's the one with all the Shield agents and Doctor Strange.
Doctor Shield.
That one's a little trickier because that trooper's a pain in the arse.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd like to see an Ultima 7. Whether or not it comes tomorrow, we'll see. I mean, it wasn't teased in the show notes in the patch notes, release notes, whatever you want to call them. But I again, it could be one of those things where they just kind of want to go surprise.
Yeah, I think Gambit's coming tomorrow.
You think Gambit's coming tomorrow?
Gambit's coming tomorrow.
I think you're delusional.
Don't stomp on my dreams.
So, before we finish off the news, was there anything else that you kind of wanted to talk about or anything?
No, I mean that pretty much does it.
Okay, yeah. So before we move into the character spotlight,
yeah, Pope is actually dead on about what's going to be coming tomorrow. He called it before any of us.
The inevitable bugs and the subsequent rewards. Yes. Yes, well done. So we've had now, Cerebro's been with us for a while as a community manager. What are your feelings right now on the level of communication?
I think that they're good. I think he does a good job. I'm still I should say he's been a lot more communicative than the previous people who have been kind of filling that role before he came. So that's nice. And he's also been doing it more consistently for longer. So that's good.
Yeah.
But it's, still cautiously optimistic. I put myself right in that role. So, yeah.
Yeah, it just means I'll get another message to pass along later.
Yeah, I'm keeping him in check.
Yeah, I mean, I would, he's done it for a while at another company, for another game that we've played, and, he's here now. Just, there was a slight, I guess, misunderstanding, about some things, but all in all, I gotta say, I like the guy. My communication with him has been, even when I've been negative, shocker, he's he's responded well and has been thoughtful and has been like, hey, look, I'm just collecting data here so I can go to the team, and it's been nice, right? So I hope that continues. We'll have to see where things land in the near future. So I too am optimistic that we are currently on the right path. So
yeah, I think regardless, we're on a better path. We're no longer on the darkest timeline.
Correct. I think we've moved on, as you put, well put, the darkest timeline. Well put. So, all right then. I think we're going to move into the character spotlight, and this week we're going to talk about Falcon. So, Sam Wilson grew up in a tough neighborhood in Harlem, New York. His father, a minister, had been killed trying to stop a fight. Sam did his best to try and do the right thing, but his grief and anger eventually led him down a criminal path. He took on the name Snap Wilson while working for the mob. After an assignment on the way to Rio, Sam's plane crashed on a remote Caribbean island named Exile, where the Red Skull and his henchmen were hiding out. The Red Skull sought to use Wilson as a pawn to attack Captain America and used the cosmic cube to revert Snap into Sam, and gave him the telepathic ability to communicate with birds, especially a bird Wilson had bought named Redwing. Cap was able to shake Wilson of Skull's programming, and together they defeated Skull. Falcon became Cap's partner for a long time, ultimately leaving when he was named leader of the S.H.I.E.L.D. super agents. His first appearance was Captain America number 117 in September of 1969 as Falcon. Kit. So his basic is dual SMGs. So attack primary target for 230% damage. If primary target has any positive effects, bonus attack for 120% damage. In war, if target has any positive effects, bonus attack again for 120% damage. So he can do 3 attacks on basic, which is nice. And the damage is okay. 120, and 230. So I don't know his base damage. I didn't get that number. Hold on a second here. Let's see what he's got. Now, again, all our data comes from msf.gg. So, I apologize, and all our stats are based off of no red stars. So his damage at 7-star level 70 T12 is around 10k. So that's not bad if you get him that high, because he's going to hit for 23k and another 24k, another 12k and then another 12k. So almost 48,000 damage on basic. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I guess his attack damage isn't particularly high, in my opinion. Like, if you compare him to a couple of other blasters. So, I don't know. I'm kind of underwhelmed with his damage. Granted, he does get like a lot of bonuses and things like that, but I think that'll kind of, his damage overall potential, I think, is just probably a little less than the average blaster, I'd say, unless you hit those specific points of him proccing the bonus effects.
Now, he's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's actually 11th on the list for pure damage.
For
no, overall.
For period?
Yeah, period.
Well, I assume that blasters are, probably all the ones on the top for the most part. So when compared to other blasters,
let's see.
Yeah, so I think so.
Rocket is number 1. Punisher's number 2. Aim Assaulter's number 3. Merc Sniper's number 4. So those are all blasters. Is Sniper a blaster, or is he tech?
Sniper's probably a blaster, but I'm not 100% sure offhand.
Let's see. Then we get Aim Monstrosity, who's not a blaster. We get
Blaster
Iron Man,
Sniper,
who is a blaster. We get Scarlet Witch, who's not a blaster. We have Ultron. Is he a blaster? I don't know. I've not looked at his character. We've got Storm, who is not a blaster. And we get Winter Soldier.
That is a blaster.
Who is a blaster.
Yes. So we have a lot of blasters in front of him still.
There are a lot of blasters in front of him, but there's a lot that are behind him too. So
yeah, I wish. You gotta also keep in mind that a lot of times with the blasters, like it depends on what their extra effects are for their ability.
That's true because if they're hitting for 480% damage.
Yeah, think of Pyro and stuff like that. He's a blaster also, but his damage output is insane whenever you include all of his bleeds and stuff. I think overall, whenever you compare him to blasters, I just think he's nothing particularly special, damage-wise.
MSFGG, if you guys listen, one thing that would be nice for the stats table would be to filter based off of trait nodes. That would be really spectacular. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going down a CSV rabbit hole. Yeah, I can see that. And again, that third attack is only in war. So that does limit. So outside of that, he's really limited outside of war. And I'm not happy with what I've been seeing recently, to be honest with you on a lot of these new characters, that they're war specific or they're raid specific.
Yeah.
Like, let me build a team that I want to build. Don't tell me what I need to use them with. Another game I play is doing that where they're basically telling you who you have to play characters with, and it's getting frustrating because theory crafting is basically going out the window.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's okay if done correctly, but I knew they were going to lean into this the second we saw the first one. I think I even mentioned it a couple of times whenever we talked about the first one we saw. I think it was War Machine. Yeah, War Machine was the first one where they added something like that in.
I think Mantis.
And was it Mantis?
Mantis was with raids, and War Machine was with war.
War Machine was with war. That's right. So yeah, I knew that they were going to start leaning into this pretty hard, and that's what they did. And I'm not a fan of their execution on it.
Yeah, but
because I think that a lot of characters. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, finish.
I was going to say I think that it's nice whenever it's a very subtle nod to that mode. I don't like it when they become all about that mode and then they're useless in comparison in that another mode.
Yeah. See, now War Machine I didn't feel was too bad because only one piece of War Machine's kit was based around war, and that was his passive. And that was 30% bonus damage. Right? Or gains 30% damage. Otherwise, he's got a lot of diversity in his kit because obviously Death Proof with Iron Man, running Iron Man with him makes a lot of sense, but like his damage is increased per hero ally.
Right, but that's what I was saying, like, whenever we were first talking about War Machine, I remember saying that, like, this one isn't so bad, but they're going to start leaning into it. And by leaning into it, I mean more extreme with the bonuses. And that's exactly what they started doing. So, I don't know, for me, it's just I think let me just go ahead and give my general analysis of the character real quick. So, for this character, I think that he is good. I think that he's not great, though. I think a lot of people, he was poised as someone that would do really, really well in war because he dealt a lot of, superficially, it looks like he would be good because, there's a lot of buffs on people in war. And he basically does more damage the more people have buffs on them. But in actuality, the damage kind of falls flat because a lot of times, like, they have defense up on them, and then that damage really doesn't do as much as you would want it to do. So I felt like it just kind of was undercut by that, and I wish that it would have done something more like a flip to certain buffs or something like that, or clears defense up or something. I just felt like he didn't really give me what I needed, which was someone that could really kind of cut through buffs or do something particularly great or hurtful to the enemy that has a lot of buffs. So I don't know. This time it's just like he sprinkles a bit more damage on him, it seems like.
Yeah, so I don't disagree with your assessment, and the more I look at his kit, so on Reddit people were talking about how like he's supposed to be like, it looks like he should be that tank buster that doesn't bust tanks. Yeah. And so it's kind of sad, really. But at the same time, when you look at his kit and what he's supposed to do, and let me just run through the end of his kit real quick, right? So we've got Red Wing, which changes speed bar for self and allies by 30% plus 10% for each enemy with a positive effect. Clears stealth from all enemies. Strafing Run attacks all enemies for 190% damage plus 50% piercing. For each positive effect on an enemy, bonus attack that enemy for 80% damage and 50% piercing. That's actually pretty nice. On War Offense, plus 50% piercing to primary and secondary attacks. His passive Exo 7 wingsuit, gain 25% block chance, gain 5% block chance per power armor ally, gain 10% max health, and then gain 10% block amount at max level. So, I think you said it best, and if you said it, I'm sorry, I was reading something, but he feels like a guy he's like a jack of all trades and master of none. Your words, right? And,
I didn't say that yet. I said that earlier whenever you and I were talking.
Yeah,
but,
so why is that not showing up?
Yeah, I feel like he's just a character that doesn't know what he is.
Yeah,
he does a couple of
really
different
doesn't.
things, but he doesn't do anything great.
And here's part of my problem with him, right? Is that if you look at the team that he really is going to run best with, which is going to be Iron Man, War Machine himself, and the upcoming support character.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a feeling that character is going to be Power Armor. It's not Coulson. We know Coulson's coming, but the mystery support character is not Coulson. There are reasons why they did not mention who this character was. So it's sad because it kind of breaks up a really good defensive squad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you can run Captain Marvel, Vision, Iron Man, War Machine, and Captain America together, and that's a really good war defense.
Yeah.
But now you're basically saying, nope, you've got to pull those power armors out, and you got to put them on offense. Well, you know, one of those power armors has the military tag, so there goes some of the Captain Marvels. You know, now you could probably run her on the new team, but she's not going to be nearly as effective.
Right.
You're going to have to. I mean, you're just breaking apart some really solid teams to try to put together this kind of haphazard all because he can only be used on offense. Really, you know, I mean, if he's not on.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I shouldn't say he can only be used on offense. He has his most benefit when he's on offense.
Right.
Right? Because he's giving plus 50% piercing. So he's basically doing 100% piercing damage on war offense.
Right.
And that's nothing to sneeze at. You know, if he's max level, no red stars, 10,000 damage piercing, I mean, that's direct. That's bypassing all armor, everything. That's just like direct damage.
Yeah.
So, you know, getting that is really, really kind of nice because at 20,000 piercing damage is that'll hurt somebody. But to get that, you really kind of have to maximize his benefit of working with other power armor characters. Because that's the only way he's going to survive. Because he kind of wants to be a tank. Kind of.
Yeah, I think he's like this weird pseudo tank that they tried to make fill that role while also still do damage and utility. It's just he's a weird character that really doesn't quite execute on the thing I really need him to execute on. So, yeah, I don't know. He's just overall he's not a great dude.
Yeah, and
look, I think everyone kind of agrees with that.
We could be wrong. You know, time will tell. But I think so far, because a lot of people got him because, you know, the whales pay to get these guys early. And I think the overall summation that I've seen so far has been, meh. He doesn't really do what we expect him to do.
Yeah.
Strategy-wise, I think, you know, running him with Iron Man and War Machine makes sense because, you know, he does get that block chance per power armor. He doesn't have to run with them. The power armor only gives him that extra block chance, but that at the same time increases his survivability. Right. So you could run him, War Machine, and Iron Man with Vision because Vision will give them all defense up. And I think you're going to want to run them with the new support character that's coming out tomorrow, and that's going to be kind of nice. But at the same time, you really kind of kill your Captain Marvel team doing that because War Machine and Iron Man and Vision synergize really well with her.
Yeah, exactly. I think that, it kind of depends on whose team are you going to infringe on by putting him into it. You know what I mean? Or creating a new team out of those teams because, Captain America, Marvel, Vision, those are all characters that will do well with him and power armor characters in general. But it's who are you pulling that character away from for your other team? You want to maximize the amount of really good teams that you have, especially for war.
Yeah.
So,
and
it
I feel
kind
like
of is a balancing act more than anything else.
Yeah, and I think some of the recent characters we've got they actually minimize. They don't let you create as many teams as possible. I think it's starting to kind of target you into certain teams.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
So, all right. That's really about all we've got on Falcon for this week. Hebrew, was there anything else that you wanted to add?
Nope. That'll pretty much do it for me, I think, for Falcon. Good old Falcon.
Well, I think that's pretty much going to do it for this week. I don't really have anything else that I wanted to talk about. How about you?
No, I think we've pretty much talked about everything. I mean, it was... I kind of wish it was a day later. That way we could have that new patch out. But
right,
it is what it is.
I don't know if Wednesdays are a good choice for the timing on things, but we're now reactionary instead of predictive. Well, yeah. Kind of. I mean, we are predictive on the patch itself, but we're going to be reactionary to what's in it. So, usually on Fridays we would have been like, oh, hey, look, boom, but. It'll all work out in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be just fine. But for right now, for the time being, this day works really well. Whenever school starts back up for me, we might need to readjust depending on my class schedule. But yeah, I mean, either way, we'll make it work somehow.
Yeah, I will tell you that we do have quite a few people in the studio audience, so this might be better for our overall audience participation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a bonus. True. But
it seems like some days were really big on the weekends, and some days weren't as big.
Yep.
So which made sense because it was a Friday night.
Right. Yep. Hey, lots of people got to do stuff through stuff.
Yeah, I am actually really happy to have my Fridays free again.
I am too, because this allows me to get up because Saturday was family day.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm not staying up until 1 or 2 o'clock, and then trying to get back up at 7. So and then I've got my D&D game on Saturday night, so staying up late, midnight or so for that, it just that was oof.
I gotcha.
So, but before we head out for this week, why don't you let everybody know what they really, really, really came here for? Who are you farming?
So I'm farming Minerva like crazy because I am trying to get her up so I can use her in Fear of the Darkness. So, really trying to rush her. I've also been upgrading Venom a bit too because he definitely has really good use for that buff flip, but he's also just like a really fun character to play. I don't know if people wrote him off early whenever he came in because his speed is so slow, but man, he's just a really fun character to play, and he does have his uses for sure in kind of hybrid teams. So. I've been doing mostly that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, that's pretty much it. What about you?
So, I had been working on Shield and Kree, trying to get them to a like a decent usable level, but I've kind of dropped all of that. Now, I did just drop Minerva, a bunch of gold on Minerva to get her from 65 to 70.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to be, I wish, quality of life, I wish there was a way to create favorites so that we could see who we wanted to more quickly. But I am definitely working on the T13s. And so I got Rocket to T12 today, and he got like a really massive boost.
Yeah.
But yeah, so working on Minerva, Rocket, I may work on Jessica Jones to go in with that. Possibly Luke Cage or Drax, one of the two. depending on who's closer and what they need. So it's really kind of been the T13 farm. That's what I'm doing now, and dropping the cores on the supply store refreshes to try to help speed that along. And hopefully in the next month or two, I'll be able to get in there.
Yeah.
Because it's not an easy farm for that unique characters or unique orbs.
Yeah. They really need to change that.
But they really do. They need to make it so that you don't have to 100% the raids to do it. To get the uniques, especially if they're going to just completely murder the difficulty level on these things.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's because you only get those at 100%. That's just a kick in the teeth.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, all right then. Well, Hebrew, before we bow out for the night, was there anything that you wanted to say to everybody?
I guess a few things. First of all, thanks to the patrons, of course. We really appreciate it, everything that you do. Thanks everyone for showing up live. That's always really fun. I love talking with the audience. And check out Click or Skip on iTunes, Spotify, wherever, really, where I think we're on everything now. I guess that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, as Hebrew said, we do want to thank... No, go ahead.
Play AFK Arena 2. Play AFK Arena 2.
Play AFK Arena. Look for us. R period, U period, D period, S period. Rainbow Unicorn Death Squad. You can... you can... We've got a channel set up on our Discord so that you can find our Discord for that guild. Yeah. But as Hebrew said, we do want to thank you for listening to the Ravager Report. If you'd like to become a part of our active and interactive community, you can do so at our Discord channel at discord.me/Ravager Report. Please remember that is a URL, not a Discord invite. If you'd like to send us an email, you can email us at theravagerreport@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at RavagerRepo. If you like what you hear and would like to help support our show, you can join our patrons at patreon.com/Ravager Report, where we have subscription levels ranging from $2 to $20. We want to send a great big shout out and thank you to all of our patrons and let you know how much we appreciate your support. And until next week, keep fighting, true believers.